Good evening. This is Balachandar, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering from Pratyusha Engineering College, and I am happy to welcome you all for Virtual Technology Upgrade Meet. And today topic we are going to discuss is airless tire. So airless tire, it is otherwise known as non-pneumatic tire. We probably know the function of the tires. It is used to balance the vehicle and it is used to provide braking system and it is used to make some balance between the vehicle body as well as the chassis. So it is normally we know about the pneumatic tires which is filled with air. But this technique, it is a new technique which is introduced by Bridgestone as well as Michelin tires also. These are the some of the most famous tires company, and it is used both in consumer end as well as it is used for some military defense vehicle. And today we are going to discuss about this topic, non-pneumatic tires or airless tires, and we are going to see the advantages as well as disadvantages of this. So let us go for introduction. And we all know about that tire is a rubber member which gives the cushion to the automobile. In ancient days, especially whenever we are in the ancient times, they used to run the vehicle with the help of wooden material or some other. In ancient days, they used some stone also. It is they design in terms of circular model, which is used to provide the rotational direction. So probably after that, some few years develop. It is made up of rubber, which gives cushion to the automobile, so that it can't able to make some accidents also during skidding or any other sudden brake if you are applied. So it consists of outer cover that is made up of rubber, tire proper as well as the tube inside. The tube which is used to provide the uniform rotational motion so that it is filled with air. That's why we call it as pneumatic tires. So the tire tube assembly it is mounted over the wheel rim, and wheel rim we already know that it is made up of stainless steel. Earlier days we used wheel rims in two wheelers, all the two wheelers, as well as in four wheelers also. After that, an air is filled inside the tube, carries the entire load, and it provides the cushion. We have some amount of pressure, it is filled inside the tire. We have some amount of air for you already aware about that. Whenever we are filling the air in the petrol bunk, there should be some limitation between the front and rear tires for car as well as the two wheelers. Next, what is the function of tire? It is used to support the vehicle load. You know that suppose if you are riding in a two-wheeler, a driver and a pillion can fit. Maximum it can able to withstand some 160 kgs, 80 kgs. Like that, it needs to support the vehicle load. Suppose if you are adding more load, then it will tends to reduce the pressure and it will cause some bumps during the travel. Okay, so it needs to support the vehicle load. Based upon the vehicle load, it will provide the cushion against the shocks. So you have that shock absorber which can be connected front as well as rear with the help of that spring mechanism. And front you have some telescopic suspension in two wheelers, and rear we have that spring mechanism. So it will provide cushion against the shocks. Then to transmit the driving and braking forces to the road. It needs to transmit the driving of the vehicle as well as the braking forces to the road, and it needs to provide the cornering power also for smooth steering. And for steering, you know that now every automobile it is coming very smooth steering. Okay, so suppose if we tilt the steering wheel to some degree, automatically the tire tends to tilt to some angle, so that it needs to provide some cornering power so that the tire it plays a major role, that how much of degree the tire has to rotate, the wheel has to rotate, so that it can be avoid some skidding also. Now, in all the cars, especially the advanced cars, there should be some power steering. Okay, in olden days, we need to rotate the steering continuously so that it can able to rotate as well as it can able to turn the blind turning. But nowadays, by rotating a small amount of power, we need to apply to the steering. So as per that, it will tilt to some angle. How much angle we need to rotate the wheel. So that also provides by the tire. Okay. Next, properties of tires: non-skidding, uniform wear, load carrying, cushioning, power consumption, tire noise. Okay. So these are the properties of tires. Then types of tires. We already aware that we have conventional tube tire as well as tubeless tires. Both the tires are used now in most of the two wheelers also, four wheelers also. Now tubeless tires coming. What is the advantage? Means the air is gradually decreased in the tubeless tire while it is getting punctured. Whereas in tube tire, it will stop at that moment, and it is difficult to move to certain extent also. So that should be the difference whenever we are getting the tire is punctured. Then advantage of tubeless tire is lesser unsprung weight. So it weights is almost less, better cooling because there is a the tire itself acts as a tube in tubeless tire. So there should be some friction. It should be very less. That heating it is caused by the tube as well as tire. So better cooling you can achieve that. Lesser rolling resistance, comfortable ride, slower leakage of air, simpler assembly as well as improved safety. Coming to the main topic, non-pneumatic tires, it was introduced by Bridgestone Corporation, announced it has developed air-free concept that is non-pneumatic at the 43 Tokyo Motor Show 2013, almost 7 years before. So it was introduced by Bridgestone. Since the earlier invention of a non-pneumatic wheel, simply known as NPT in 1920s, it is getting more attention due to its advantages over the pneumatic counterpart. Why it has more advantages means many design studies are still needed from the viewpoint of material, pattern as well as structures. However, there should be no systematic research for such important design issues has been reported in the literature till to date. So the airless tire is not a new idea, but Michelin Wave is just another example, but Bridgestone claims that this is the first design of its kind that is ready for mass production. So you can see the design here. This is the model of the airless tires. What makes the tire airless? The structure of spokes stretching along the inner sides of the tires, supporting the weight of the vehicle. A synthetic resin that becomes flexible when heated can be processed into a variety of shapes and becomes hard when it is cooled. The changes from heating and cooling can generally be repeated, making it easy to both mold and recycle the material. The important highlight of this airless tire is that we can recycle the material. And nowadays, if the tire is damaged, it can be refurbished in some of the centers, whereas they just remove the outer layer of the grip and they just refurbish the older tire. But this airless tire, it can be refurbished fully. So you can see the sketch diagram of this airless tire. Now the first part it is mentioned here, that is the thread wrap, probably that is called gripping, and it is made from rubber as well as and thermoplastic resin. And second part is ring which connects the spokes. And the third one is spokes and it is made from thermoplastic resin. And fourth one is it is made up of aluminum. That is the spokes. That is a center part. So that aluminum, you know that it is very light in weight, so it can able to withstand the loads also. But it is supporting the thread ring as well as the spoke, and it is providing a comfortable ride. So the flexing of spokes you can see here, and there should be some flexibility when the tire is rolling. This enables them to flex effectively without twisting, as well as it behaves just like ordinary tires without producing a horizontal force. So there are some advantages here. The tire requires less maintenance since there is no tube inside and there is not much amount of rubber. It is dumped inside the tire. The worry of punctures is eliminated. You can ride it on a very tough roads and the worry of punctures is eliminated. The materials used in the tires and the spoke structure are 100% recyclable. As I already mentioned, now whatever the tires we are using that can be refurbished. Only the outer layer can be removed and another layer of the gripping can be added. But this airless tire you can use 100% as recyclable tires, and it provides the low rolling resistance and contributing to reductions in CO2 emissions. You nowadays the alternating fuels, especially to reduce the NOx emissions, and we have BS6 now. So to reduce the pollution, we are following different Bharat stage, norm stage, and while using this airless tires, it can be contributing to reduction in CO2 emissions also. There is nothing to do with fuel efficiency in a direct way. The only offering the benefit that it will never influence consumption. And there should be increased in versatility. It uses high strength but flexible high performance resins as a material, and it has increased the versatility also. And high speed travel maximum 60 km per hour in ultra light vehicles has also become possible. So by using this tire, you can travel up to 60 km per hour since there should be some flexibility when it is rotating. So it can be implemented first in ultralight vehicles. And it has low rolling resistance. And these are the tires are mentioned. Wheel by Michelin. You can see the original model of this tire. It can be used on any roads as per the road condition. It will make some flexibility and it will rotate. It will have the direct contact with the spokes, that also flexible, and you have that center part. It is made up of aluminum and it can be used in defense application. And this is the 3D model of the airless tire. You can see this, the thin grippers. It is made up of that synthetic resin as well as the rubber, and you have that center part, that spokes is made up of aluminum. And Michelin announced the wheel in 2005. The name is a combination of the word tire and wheel. That's why it is, because it has called as wheel, doesn't use a traditional wheel hub assembly. And a solid inner hub mounts to the axle that surrounded by the polyurethane spokes. So this is the polyurethane spokes and this is the hub of the tire. A shear band stretches across the spokes forming the outer edge of the tire, the part that comes in contact with the road. So the wheel looks sort of like a very large futuristic bicycle wheel, and the tension of the shear band on the spokes and the strength of the spokes themselves replace the air pressure of the traditional tire. So the thread is then attached to the shear band. So when the wheel is put to the road, the spokes absorb the road impacts in the same way air pressure does in the pneumatic tires. So you can see here the spokes can absorb the road impacts, and this is the spokes. Okay, it is made up of some polyurethane as I already mentioned, and it will absorb the road impacts. The thread and shear bands deform temporarily as the spokes bend. So this is the thread. This is the thread here, and it can deform temporarily as the spokes bend, then quickly spring back into the shape. So it is like a flexibility. And this is the cutting edge of polymeric web design. And what is the difference between the Bridgestone versus Michelin? So Bridgestone prototype version looks very similar to that of Michelin, whereas in Michelin design, the thermoplastic fins are staggered so that the connections to the hub and the ring would torque, causing complete structural breakdown. And the biggest differences between the two tire makers is the size of the supporting ribs. So this is the supporting ribs. This is the supporting ribs. So flexibility spokes, so deformable wheel, shear band, and this is a thread. So Michelin focused on allowing the tires to be able to deform over the obstacles, they making more suitable for military application. Whereas Bridgestone, they are looking for the consumer angle. So they are creating a highly recyclable tire that will cut down. So future challenges, Goodyear, it is also one of the famous tire manufacturing company in collaboration with the NASA Glenn Research Center GRC. They are developing the non-pneumatic tires for the first use on the moon and eventually on Mars also. The basic rubber pneumatic design used on the Earth does not have the same utility on the moon, and it is said by the NASA principal investigator Vivek Asnani. And there are no lunar roads. Lunar tires need to be designed to develop traction on sandy, undulated terrain in regions that humans have never ever seen up close. The spring tire has now been recognized with so-called Oscar of Innovation at the 44th Annual R&D 100 Awards in Orlando, Florida. So these are the references I referred for this session, and I would like to thank for this opportunity given to me. Thank you.